Do you know who's in the house? Buggy's in the house. Look at over here. Look at this. Look at this. Buggy's in the house. Check it out.
Oh, wait. Let me get rid of the glare. There we go.
That is such a cool character. And guess who brought it in the house today? It's Maggie Held, founder of Scribfolio. Maggie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Who's Buggy?
So Buggy is actually basically the mascot for Scribfolio.
Yeah.
And
Rightfully so.
Right. He's actually a creation of my daughter. She does a lot, more than a lot of the artwork for Scribfolio. She works for me. She comes home from school and I'm like, oh yeah, before homework, I need you to do
No way.
like 12 characters. Yeah, so she does a lot.
But do you pay her? No.
I pay her with love. And then my son does the writing. So I have a whole team. And my wiener dogs just support.
Mascot, yes. Yes.
So, without giving too much away, can you introduce our viewers and listeners to your product? We'll talk about how it works in a moment, but what is Scribfolio?
So Scribfolio is a scribble play activity book. And so this is kind of a sample of some of the scribbles that you'll see inside. So this is our newest like dry erase version. And so you open it up and it's kind of like looking at the clouds. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were a kid, you used to look up. So you look at a scribble and you turn it here. Do you see something? And then you go like this. Oh, do you see? I kind of see something there.
I'd like to point out that you've lost him and he is already scribbling in his own book.
And then you turn it there. Maybe it's a spaceship. Maybe there.
Yep.
And you can always imagine, in a cocktail party setting, the types of things that.
Maggie, I was going to bring that up. This is a great drinking game.
Well,
Ghost.
actually, yeah, that's awesome.
Kind of a weird green-eyed ghost. What?
Thank you
What?
for the sound effects, too. Ghost.
Well, I have had some toy companies that really want me to do an adult table game. So
Yeah.
I'm working on that as well.
Very cool.
If you need help with that one, you let me know.
So they're encouraged to, once they see something, like seeing things in the clouds, then they add to it. They give it a hat, feet, shoes, maybe it's on a spaceship, and then you're encouraged to add water, maybe the sun. So just to kind of give you an idea of some of the artwork that has passed our way, this girl, and I actually have her information somewhere, but she's in Fort Wayne, so if she's watching, she was our prize. I don't know if you can see it with the glare.
Got it.
That
There you go.
scribble that made this is this one. I can find. Oh, I'll find it in a minute. The scribble that made it. So she is basically added everything. Okay, and the tagline you can't see. It's like how the chef passed away instead of passed away. So obviously, she's going to be working for Ogilvy one day.
That's clever. Good job.
Right. And so then also that same scribble, this. Right. So you can see, it's just one person will see a spaceship. The other person's going to see a witch. And and then people look at it and they're like, I cannot believe that came from the same scribble.
See?
Right.
I'm already doing it. I'm a
Hold
full.
on.
Oh, I like that.
Hold on.
I
I'm
like
curious.
what you've done there.
Can you describe what you think that is that you just drew?
It's somebody with a big stinky foot.
Well, I was actually going to say that looks like, oh, now I see it.
But of course, I just got started. And
Okay.
Don't distract me.
I'm
I'm
trying
in the
to
middle
See, I
of my
thought it was a guy with a big nose, and that
it
was his
is,
hair.
yeah. That's the
Okay.
guy. Yeah, but giant foot.
Giant foot.
See?
Okay,
I'm
now,
trying
I was looking at it
very
the other way.
hard to see what you're seeing and add some more detail.
Add some more bourbon in my coffee, and I'm fine. See. More. I will work on more detail.
Yes.
Thank you. All right.
Yes, I just need a little more detail to see what you think you see there.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna put toenails on.
Okay, while you do that, I'm going to ask Maggie a question. So
Okay.
keep up your artwork. Keep going. See, this is going to be very interesting. So I'm going to talk a little bit about you because you have an interesting history, and where you landed is pretty interesting to me too. So you are a professional singer, dancer, and actor for over 25 years. You performed on cruise ships
Oh, wow.
and at places like Opryland, which is awesome. And now you're doing this. So how has this come to be? How did this come into your world?
Well, I actually started working after I left New York. I went back down to Florida and I started working for a children's theater company and realized that I should have been doing children's theater the whole time because I love day singing. I love waking up and going to my job. And when I did theme parks, that's what we did. I had to be at work at 9 and do 4 shows and go home. So when I got to New York, I was like, wait, I have to be at the theater. When?
Wait, at night? Are you saying
That's
night?
not really going to work for me. So I just loved children's theater and everything that kind of went with it. They're the best audience ever. I worked for a company called Stages Productions. They're fantastic. And so I started, I don't know, wanting to get more involved in plays, maybe writing plays. And then when I was up in Northwest Indiana, I kind of came up with a concept, but immediately thought, oh, well, this will be a great play. And we'll tour it. And so that's kind of how it got started. And then we were just working on the play. I was going to get a composer. And you know, then I pretty much brought it back to life around 2014 and revamped it and just focused on the product. But so I guess somewhere in that theatrical situation is kind of how I segued and just had the idea. But I think I've always kind of had that entrepreneurial spirit. I just ended up performing kind of thing.
You have a great energy.
Yeah,
Everyone
super
has
energy. and
best energy.
I'm told to drink less coffee all the time.
no, so am I. See,
Whoa.
fight the power.
Right?
Fight the power.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're talking
Oh,
about.
I'm supposed to tell you,
Yeah.
stop drinking coffee
Oh, see, wet blanket. Fight the power.
Right.
for his health and wellness. He's supposed to stop.
Whatever. All right. So this is where you come from, but you also just came back from a toy fair.
Yes. Yes.
So how and where was that, and what did you learn there?
Well, that was in New York, and I'm involved with Women in Toys, which is an amazing organization based. Well, they have a big chapter in Chicago, but it's all over.
Okay.
Members, there's a ton of members. They do a tremendous thing for the toy community for reaching out. They've got these webinars that are unbelievable. So I'm so happy to be a part of this organization. So I actually went to Toy Fair to volunteer for the Women in Toys and volunteer for the Women in Toys Gala, and that was my first time seeing Toy Fair at its finest. And then in June, I will be exhibiting at the Astra Toy Show, and that's a smaller specialty toy show. This will be my second year. And then I'll also be exhibiting at Destination Imagination Global Finals.
Oh.
And so that'll be coming up in May.
So you don't have a lot going on at all.
Right.
You've got a lot of free time. It seems like.
Right, exactly.
All right. So that's awesome. But let's talk about this.
Sorry. I didn't mean to hurt it. I'm sorry. It's fine.
So I'm doing a little
Okay.
stinky foot. All right.
Yeah, that's good. It's
There it is. All right. Stinky foot.
Hurts me.
You wanted some more detail. There you
That's
go.
amazing.
So this is what Scribfolio is. How does it work? Who's it for? And well, we're already doing it, but we want to make sure
Let's
that
do some more.
We're going to do some more here.
well, it's you say it's for everyone, and nobody likes you to say that. They're like, oh no, you need to give us 3 people that it's good for. You know what? Everyone likes you to hone it in. But the truth of the matter is, it really is good for everyone. We're doing a lot with memory care right now. Like I said, we do a lot with the Destination Imagination. And I don't know if you don't know what that is. It's really smart, scientific, creative, theatrical kids. And they're just our demographic. But so it also works for therapy, just regular therapy. You're trying to figure out what is going on. You
Right.
build a character. You can ask questions about the character. And special learning, gifted and talented.
Absolutely.
So and then of course developing the adult game. So there really is just a lot of compartments that it's good for. But if we had to say one, we'd say 7 to 10 kids, creative, that love to draw and love, to kind of see things and discover.
48-year-olds as well.
Right.
You are just going.
I know. This is
Oh, I
awesome.
really like what you're doing. I can see that. That's really good.
Oh, it's
awesome.
Oh.
See? All right. So I'm doing a hot rod here.
Oh, that little face is really cute.
Question:
Yeah.
what's the orange
That's
part?
flames coming back behind the car.
It's like the DeLorean. I just watched Back to the Future last night.
I just saw a DeLorean on Delaware Street. Unbelievable.
DeLorean on Delaware. That sounds like a
I'm sorry.
Pub.
Yep.
That actually is a good
Hopefully
name for a
not,
pub.
because you'll probably get arrested. So it's a great activity for just opening up your mind and exploring and honestly, this is great for people that are in constant busyness and constant task orientation. And in the knowledge business is that you need to give yourself a little bit of an oasis.
Right.
A mind break, because there's so much stuff that we're accountable for all the time. Just dropping into a quick scribble, right? Give yourself.
He's so excited.
Almost
I
like
know,
a, you know,
this is great.
almost like a warm up. You know, like a singer is going to have a vocal warm up. A
Right.
dancer is going to have a dancer's warm up. What is the artist's warm up?
Yep.
And staring at a blank canvas is really intimidating,
That's daunting,
even for
yeah.
the best artists of the world.
Yep.
Having something like that to just get out of their head for a minute
Yep.
might give them an idea or take them a turn. So yeah, so people that are doing animation, ad agencies, that kind of thing too.
Yeah.
You know,
You've gotten
So-
some really good feedback around your product. Do you want to tell us some of the experiences that you've heard, whether it be from the parental perspective, from the kids themselves, kind of unload some of that on us
Well,
too?
you know, it's really cute to watch the kids. This one kid this weekend. I just went to a Destination Imagination regional finals, and it was the sweetest thing. When I really watched the kids, it was the sweetest thing I ever saw. I mean, these kids come in and they have just, you know, they're not with their parents, they're with their team leader. So they maybe have, you know, $10 or whatever, and they could go buy a pen or whatever. And they're at my booth and they're just like, well, I want this. And the one kid bought his friend one. It was the sweetest
Good
thing.
job, Timmy.
How
I
many
know,
did
it
you
was
give
so
away?
Sweet. I know, right? I
yeah.
wanted to get but it's just to see them just engage and to hear them say, I love Scribfolio. Scribfolio is like the coolest thing ever.
You're
And
like,
just-
I'm sorry, can you speak into the microphone and can I
know.
record this? Can you write your name on this?
But they just and really, it's the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, the parents love it because they're like, "Oh, thank you for keeping my kid entertained." Because
5 seconds,
right?
yeah.
Exactly. But to the kids are really grateful, and I think a lot of times if you're in a learning setting where maybe you aren't the best reader or maybe you're not the best at math, but you have the best Scribfolios, well, that's something.
New level
so-
of street cred.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so I'm reaching out to that kid that, you know, is looking for just that acceptance or trying to figure out who they are. What are they good at?
yeah.
Are they, you know, because some kids might have an amazing story, right? The other kids might have the amazing art, right? So
right.
someone comes up with the car, the other person tells a story about the car, and then the other person presents it.
Exactly. It's
Right.
a conversation, and it's a binding moment where everybody's talents, irrespective of how they came to it. I mean, they can really unpack, and it can be a great. What do I want to say?
Like team building,
Yeah,
really.
team building. Absolutely.
Right.
You have great opportunity to kind of crowdsource different scribbles. Now, no offense to your daughter, right? These are awesome. Okay.
Oh, actually, I made those. She's the one that does the art.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm actually the scribble artist, believe
Got
it or
it.
not. She's the one that turns them in.
No,
My
no.
scribbles are bad.
No.
I think he was about to tell you his are better than yours, but I think so.
No. No, I'm just saying is that, I mean, I get the fluidity that you're doing. My daughter, 14 years old, and she does these coloring inside of these really ornate, they're almost like these mosaics or these, it's all the black deep lines, and it very
Yes.
much looks like
class.
Tibetan type of what are those things called? Mandalas, right?
Right.
So those are, but she loves filling in the colors, and she makes that hers, right? And it's
There are apps like that on the phone too. Does she know that? There's
I know,
apps that do that too.
no,
Yeah,
that's
like
what I want.
Pigment.
I want her. I
I'm
want
sorry.
her
I'm sorry.
more
I lied.
into her.
I lied. There's no apps on your phone.
Right.
Please don't use
There's
your
no
phone.
way you can color on your phone.
No,
at
No,
all.
absolutely not.
It's very expensive, and you can't
Right,
afford to
and
buy
it-
it.
Help separate me from my daughter more, Brittany. Thanks. But there are there are a lot of different avenues where coloring and input go. So you can have some really fluid type of things like this, but you could also have a whole different sets of different types of scribbles and imagination starters. This is what this is all about.
Right.
This is
Imagination
like-
starters.
It's like
exactly.
a cornerstone of what to just be able to springboard into their own design. So have you thought about bringing different artists or different crowdsourcing of types of
different types.
Yeah.
No, that actually would be a really fun contest.
Yes, it would.
So yeah, you could almost build a team like we were talking about, and you build a team. One
Yep.
person makes the scribble, the other person draws it or print. Yeah, that's a good idea.
You can have a lot of sharp edge type of scribbles,
Right.
And
Right.
mandala type of things,
Right.
and you can have almost like categories of different, start your imagination here kind of thing.
Right.
I think we just had a focus group on this.
I know. It's the best.
Okay, so
yeah.
for parents out there looking for creative outlets for their kids, as we head into spring break and summertime, what do you have to say about the importance of fostering creativity and imagination?
Well, a lot of car rides, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is definitely something fun that a family can do in the car, especially the new wipe away one because you can
That's
just pass
really
it
smart.
around. And then the peel pads here are just more doodle pads, and that's for people that really don't want to
Yeah.
give away their art. Or to be honest, I prefer these because I like to do it with a pin.
Yep.
So a lot of times in restaurants, you're sitting there. This is
Absolutely.
the perfect activity because it pretty much takes about 20 minutes around the time that your food's going to cook.
Yep,
So,
yep.
this is great for a lot of traveling. And of course, it's that time of year. Everyone's anxious. They're wanting spring.
Yep.
So it's a really good way to kind of
Focus
get
them
that
down.
energy back because, you're
It's a
bouncing off
craziness
the wall.
saver.
Right,
In
exactly.
fact, we're in the middle of spring right now. We got two little guys that are literally chewing each other's legs off. And
Oh.
yeah, it's
I hope not.
There's a level of it.
It is. That's that time of
No,
year.
I caught them with
Yeah.
the leg in the kid's mouth. I mean, Zane and Luke, and they just go at each other. And we need to really.
He needs some books to take home. Can you take some pads?
This will save us from cannibalism right here.
Well, and also too, another thing is it starts a conversation, right? And we're always we're yes, we need to sit down at the dinner more, but it's hard. Basketball, all of these things.
Yep.
So when you're working there's two people working in Scribfolio, it's impossible not to talk. Because you want to know what they're doing. What is it that you're doing? What did you draw? So it starts a conversation, and then people talk about input and perspective. Well, I don't see that. Well, if you look this way, you can see it. And then acceptance of other people's work. So communication, which we know is a lost art right now. So
I mean, literally, this can actually this is a counter to the little kids getting sucked into the phones. And I mean these phone babysitters, these devices. I mean, honestly, let's talk about that because kids lose their imagination in these gaming spaces. You know, no offense. Well, a little bit of offense, gaming companies, because I mean
gaming.
gaming. Trust me,
How
across the
dare
board.
you, gaming?
Well, it's an opportunity for them to. Well, it's off-screen time, obviously, but it's an opportunity for them to create something out of nothing. And here is what they do: ponder.
Yeah.
When you look at this scribble and you look at it from every angle, you are pondering. How many times does a kid today ponder? Not much, because everything is told for them. This is what you're supposed to think. This is what you're supposed to wear. So, I mean, they're not even creative with fashion anymore.
Right.
So it's kind of like ponder.
Yep.
Oh, think, ponder.
And honestly, and parents with digital media native kids need to kind of have some introspection into how much ponder time do their kids have. Legos are a fantastic space,
Wonderful,
right?
wonderful, yes.
And we were
Absolutely.
just doing some Lego time last night, and it was just okay. Hey, it's just those points of oasis where all the chaos is away, and you can literally see how your kid's mind works.
Right. Well, my husband literally before I came in here was just talking about, I don't know how we got on the subject of what would happen if there was no electricity.
Right.
He's like, be awesome. You know, I mean, just board games and classic, we play Risk. We play those old classic board games where it's all about strategy.
Yep.
And, it's just, I think, and, everything is in full circle and history repeats itself. And board games are really big right now. And, drawing activities and those kind of they're going to make a comeback because we can't keep going on this digital ride forever.
No, I mean,
Our brains will melt.
Right,
They
exactly.
honestly will, because there's dopamine injections that are happening with all of the different stimuli that's happening in the video game space, right?
Right.
And the gamers know what they're doing. The point is, you got to pull back from that and be able to have that ponder moment, be able to have the space in which they're just not getting that constant eye candy drip,
Right.
and they can actually get in and be more and more creative. This is a fantastic thing. I gotta say, I just being a parent with 4 kids, I know that this could actually solve a lot of not solve a lot of battles, but
Prevent
a lot of battles.
And you get to know your kids.
Yeah.
You get to know your kids and you talk about it. And I had one of my friends, she said, being able to talk to her granddaughter. It's just, how finding a way to connect when
there you
it's
go.
really hard.
So
to
I have
connect
2
these days.
questions for you. One is, can I take some of this home to my niece Paisley?
Absolutely.
Hi, Paisley. She's 7, going to be 8 soon, and she would think
Oh,
this
she'll
is
love it.
awesome. And then B, how can people get their hands on this?
Okay, so we're at Kit and Caboodle. on 146 and Carmel. So I think everybody, if you're not already shopping at Kit and Caboodle, you should. It's fantastic. They have wonderful toys there. And then we're in various specialty. We're in Brilliant Sky catalog, and that's some stores in Nashville, and they've got some stores all over. Obviously at Scribfolio.com. And we're on Amazon right now with some older product, but we will soon be launching our new page on Amazon where you can get our newest product, and that should happen in the next month. So we're on Amazon, but I'd wait a month until we lay on the red carpet.
But still, go to Scribfolio.com so you don't have to pay that Amazon commission, right?
Oh, don't make Amazon mad. We love you, Amazon. He doesn't mean it.
Sorry, Alexa.
Yeah, exactly. And our phones are listening now too.
It just lit up.
And then you said you are developing an adult version too?
We are in the process of developing an adult
drinking game version?
Kind of, yeah. Pretty much. Where,
Nothing could go wrong there.
Drunk scribbling.
So, and in fact, one of the toy guys that I was talking to, he's like, I need your scribbles to be dirtier. And I was like, okay, I'll work on that.
Holy moly.
Oh, God.
There's a whole nother genre right
I was not
So
expecting
I
that.
wasn't really talking about crowdsourcing that.
Well, yeah, right.
Well, there's some crowdsourcing opportunities.
So hopefully we will be coming out with, and then what I would really like to do, to be honest, I would love to have a universal table game that it's like you can play with your kids, or you can bring it to a party and be the hero.
Yeah.
So I'd like to figure out a way to kind of make it one universal game.
Focus group. We need a focus group.
I know,
this
we do.
This is awesome.
Okay, we'll see you here one time every week until we have this all figured out.
All right, so check out Scribfolio.com. That's Scribfolio for all of those playing at home. We'll also throw that link on the screen. There it is. And go check them out at Facebook.com/Scribfolio, Twitter, Scribfolio, and Instagram, Scribfolio. You've got them all. Check.
Good job, Maggie.
Excellent. So maybe final words for the parent at home that is struggling to maybe break the kids from the device addiction, or help, if they have a child that has some challenges, what can they do for their kids?
Well, I mean, I think something like this, it's really quick, doing it with them.
Yes.
Sitting down and having it be like a thing that you do together as a game, and then talking to them afterwards, and not like, oh, how was that experience? Not kind of like that, but just ask them questions about, I mean, everybody loves to talk about stuff that they've created that's personal to them. And so just kind of having conversations and really setting aside time.
Yeah.
It takes 5 minutes, it takes 10 minutes, it takes 25 minutes, and really, trying to play board games and trying to have that family time where you just talk and the phones are put away. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's hard for all of us.
That's right. The parents have to actually get rid of their phones too. How about that?
Right, exactly. No, it is. It's hard for all of us, and but I love that little cage.
Yep.
There was a little cage that someone bought it me.
You lock all the devices.
Yeah, you lock them in.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have to do what we can to connect with our kids. So.
Well, and even like 10 or 15 minutes. I mean, just
Well, yeah,
for
that's
10 or
what you
15
need.
Exactly.
minutes. Think about like all the laughter, a good
Oh.
15 minutes of laughing. You're set for the day.
Absolutely. We have to laugh. We have to be creative every day, and we have to laugh every day.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Maggie.
Thanks,
And it's great energy that you've got, and we wish you all the best in the world. You're certainly tapping into something that is needed in this digital age.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. This has been fun.
You're more than welcome. More than welcome. I am going to continue scribbling.
Oh, yes. That one's yours. Absolutely.
All right. So, hey,
You have
thanks.
to share some of them on the table, though.
No, mine. I can only imagine that if they start, and the competitive nature of my kids, if one wipes one away,
Oh, yes.
we gotta get the permanent ones.
Yes, you need one of those. Absolutely. And this you can peel off and give to grandma.
Oh, see, I see
Absolutely.
Paisley ripping that out and like trying to sell it on the playground. Like, and here's my art. Who
Yeah.
would like to
Well,
buy
that's
this?
an entrepreneur.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
That's my sister is an artist, and she did that when she was little too. Would sell her artwork
That's
on the
awesome.
in the kindergarten playground, and she got in trouble. But
Well,
Yep.
what is she doing now?
she's an artist now. Look at her go.
See?
Look at her go.
That's
Good job,
fantastic.
Brienne.
All right, we'll try this again to wrap up. It's great to be able to have these type of entrepreneurs and movers and shakers from Indiana. It's great to be able to showcase what's happening here, the talent that we have here. So dig into history and be sure to find out what's happening regularly on the show. Kudos to some entrepreneurs that's creating a great product here and again going national. So be sure to go to Kits Caboodle and also buy online at Scribfolio.com. It's a great product for parents. So for all of us at Site Strategics, thanks so much for watching, and tune in next week as we're going to come up with some great Indiana innovators and entrepreneurs. Until then, thanks so much and bye-bye.